Next item in the paragraph section which is useful is sort. If I click on the sort, we have several features such as sort by, paragraph heading or fields, type, ascending or descending, and we have my list has a header or not, and options. Let's work from simple one to go one by one forward. The first simple one is sort numbers or dates or words. For instance, I just write A, B, C, D, and E. Now I want to sort them. Simply select them. Make sure you're in the Home tab. In the paragraph sections, click on the sort. Sort by. Which type? We have, of course, paragraph. And the type, it is text. It is not number or date. So I say text. It's already ascending, so I want to do reverse, descending, and OK. Now it is E, D, C, B, and A. Let's do once more, ascending, and OK. Sometimes you have header for your title. I will add a header here. Let's call it column. Now I select my text, sort, and if I set something like descending and press OK, note that in the My List Has, by default, it is chosen no header row. So if I press OK, even my header is sorted, which we don't want it. So I undo that. If you have these conditions, especially if you have multiple columns or you're sorting tables, in the sort, make sure you enabled header row, which in this case, it won't affect on the first line. Okay, now it is not affected. Also, it is working for numbers and dates. It is very obvious. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I will select them all again. Sort. This time we need numbers and they are ascending, so again descending. And because I selected my top row, which it is header, so make sure you selected header row to not affect it. Although here there is no number, but in some cases it might be tweaked that. Okay. And the next item, close to the paragraph and headings, we have fields. As you see, by default here I have only field 1. There is no any field and no field, and that's not gonna work like that. This is work when you have multiple columns. Now let's work on multiple columns. I set the column A, tab, B, tab, C. You could separate with anything, but at the moment I'm doing one by one. I set the characters here A, B, C, and D. And for the next column, let's add some random numbers. And also here, you could add date, digits, letters, B, G, N, and A. Okay. Now I will select them all. Let me make it bold to be obvious here. Okay. Go to sort. Now if I open the sort by, as you see we have 3 fields because we have 3 columns and it is detected. I want to sort first based on the numbers, which it is field number 2. As you see, automatically realize the type, it is number. Let's say ascending. Then I could even sort or I could left, but no, I want to change it. Then sort by field 1 and descending. Although here I don't have any repetitive digits or characters, that's not gonna affect it. And note that we have selected header, so make sure it is enabled. Okay. Now it is sorted here and of course the field. In the sort text dialog box, we have the button here named options. If I click on that, we have separated field at, which by default it is selected tab. Because I was used tab, it was automatically recognized. It's also worked with commas, and by other, which I think default it is underline, it's gonna work. Let's do a practice to see the result. I say John and set comma Sina. Alright, next one, Bobby, Rock, and Anna, Mansell. Okay. Now I will select them, go to sort. Alright, now we have the sort by. It is written Sina because I think it is header. No, it is not. So I could sort first based on field 1, text, ascending. And I could then choose the field 2, which we don't have any comment here, doesn't matter. Then okay. It is recognized. But if I separate with something else, maybe, for instance, let's say hashtag. Okay. Now if I select them and go and choose the field, as you see, we have only one field, although we have 2 columns. And it should be shown field 1 and field 2. Why it is not recognized? Because my separation symbol here, it is not recognized automatically. In this case, you have to go options. It is not tab, not comma, and even not this @ character. It is # or number sign. And now if I press OK, note that now we have 2 fields. This time I want to sort based on field 2. And let's say descending. Okay. Before going more deeper, I want to mention one thing, and in the next video, more talk about sorts, especially on the table. On the sort options, we have case sensitive. What does it mean? If I give a name, let's say Max, and Max, and one more Max. Let's revert the other correct. Okay. Now I want to sort them based on case sensitive. If I go to the sort and let's say ascending, because my case sensitive is not enabled, if I press OK, nothing gonna happen because it don't care about case sensitive. But if I go to the sort, it is everything same as before, but in the option, if I enable case sensitive, now it's gonna pay attention to the letter, is it capital or not. And note that in the sorting, first order it is small letters, then going to capital. So because I just said ascending, it should be first this one, Max, with all small letters, then M-A-A-A, and because this is small, this one, and then this one, and finally this. Okay, there it is. So if I set on the descending, note that because my case sensitive already is enabled, it's gonna do that. But if I disable the case sensitive and set ascending, that's not gonna work.